Okay, before we touch anything, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever looked in a space and thought, I don't know where to start, so I won't, because same. We don't avoid decluttering because we're lazy. We avoid because our brain sees too many decisions at once. And that's the conflict. We want a calm, clear space, but the moment you walk in there, your nervous system goes, nope. Today, we're gonna do a makeover. We're not doing perfection. We're not doing Pinterest perfect. Therefore, we're gonna do this together in real time, one decision at a time. If you're watching this while decluttering along with me, you're already winning. And if you're just watching this for motivation, that counts too. Let's start exactly where the overwhelm is. Okay, before we touch anything, I'm gonna start us off with one rule, and that is you do not need to finish today. We're going for better, not perfect. And here's why I love this rule. When my brain thinks that I have to do everything, I'm gonna rebel. Do you guys ever do that also? My brain will say, nope, too much. There's no way that I could finish this today, so I'm not even going to start. Instead, we're gonna make our goal today slightly better than it is right now. That's it, not perfect, not done, just better. Therefore, we're gonna choose one small zone, not the whole room, not every flat surface, just this area right here behind me. If you're decluttering here with me, then go choose your one zone that you're gonna make better right now. You can even pause the video. Don't worry, I'll wait for you. Before we start removing anything, we are going to sort our things on our flat surface into clear piles. Now, I'm not talking about what needs to be decluttered, just where are these things supposed to go? Do I have a lot of items that need to go in the living room or the kitchen? Decide where the items should go and make a clear pile for that. This is going to allow our brain to work on a much higher functioning ability because our brain likes to look at clear and defined patterns. When everything is mixed up, our brain is not going to be able to do that at a quick and functional rate. Therefore, that means no big decisions right now, just the simple, what room would this go in? This is gonna start building our momentum, which is something that is extremely important if you don't wanna burn out before your decluttering session is over. Once I have those clear and defined piles, I'm going to take out the trash. Anything that is easily defined as trash. That stuff goes out first because it's easy, right? And therefore, it's going to make our brain really happy because it can make that decision very quickly. After the trash, let's do the next most obvious pile of things that we're definitely keeping. Dishes that are just in the wrong room, books that we're reading that need to go back on the shelf. Anything that you can tell me is an immediate yes, it's just in the wrong space, is what we're looking for right now, the items in those piles. So let me know in the comments below, what were your obvious 100%, I'm going to keep these items, they're just in the wrong space. For me, it's a book that I've been reading and another workbook that my daughter uses. It just got sat on the table. This week has been crazy. And so therefore, I knew these were 100% win gonna keep, they were just in the wrong space. If you're doing this with me, we're gonna ask ourselves some really good questions that will trigger our brain pretty easily, whether to keep this and put it away, or it's time to let this thing go. And those questions are things like, does this belong somewhere else? Where in my mind can I immediately envision this item going? Let's quickly go do that right now and put it away. That's gonna be, again, our nice dopamine hit that's gonna help us to keep going and building that momentum of our declutter. I don't want you to think about, should I keep this? Or where should it live forever? Because these questions, woo, they are overwhelming and will make us feel like trash, or like we don't know what we're doing. And hey girl, you know what you're doing and you're doing a great job at it. Let's just think of, does it belong here on this flat surface? The answer has to be a no or a yes, and that should be quick and easy. If it is a no, then we need to decide what pile this item is going to go in. That's it. That's the simple first step for decluttering a flat surface. Okay, pause for a second. Take a deep breath and look around your space. It might still feel messy, and that's completely normal. But do you notice that it feels a little bit better, a little bit easier? That's what we're going for today. And that's what matters. Because decluttering is not about getting rid of tons of things. It's about easing our mental friction in a space. And every time that we meet up, friends, and we do this together, we're easing that decision fatigue, that mental fatigue that we're feeling in our homes. And so I want you to take another deep breath with me. Look around the space and acknowledge the fact that you gave yourself this opportunity to lighten your load and feel better right now. But if your brain is telling you you're not moving fast enough, don't listen to it. You're doing awesome. And guess what? This was never a race. As we continue together to declutter our flat surface, here's what no one is telling you. We find decluttering to be so exhausting because we have to ask questions with every single item. I remember watching the show Hoarders
You can walk in here. It's cold as hell.
And thinking, there's no way they're ever going to finish decluttering this house. And yet, a lot of times, they ended up doing a really good job at the end. And it all came down to the psychologist or the counselor that was there, usually telling them, you cannot look and make a decision about every single item. When you have so many things, you will never be done. So if you're stuck on every single little piece of paper that you look at on your flat surfaces, asking yourself every single question you've ever heard during decluttering, then it's gonna be a really hard journey for you. But I will impart this advice that I use on myself all of the time. It's not, should I keep this item, but it's, would I notice if it disappeared? Use this idea as your filter to make these sweeping judgments a lot easier and faster for our brain before we hit that mental wall where we no longer can keep decluttering. No more debates, no more guilt spirals, just the quick acknowledgement that if it disappeared, you would feel better. All right, as we're looking at items that we've put in our different piles and we're deciding whether we're going to keep or declutter them, the first thing that I want you to think about is, as I pick up this item, let's not have any judgment. Let's not think, oh, this is awesome, or oh, this was really expensive. Not placing judgment on our items means that we can step back and have an easier and more reality-filled conversation with ourselves on whether we should keep an item or not. Just think, this item exists. It exists in my reality right now. Now what do I do? When things do become really hard and we're just not sure whether we can keep something or not, the question that I kept stumbling on was the idea that I could use this in the future. I could be this person one day. I would definitely read all of the books one day if I could possibly get a lot of time in my future. And what I realized was it kept tripping me up because I wasn't asking the right question. And that is it working in my reality right now? If it's not, there's my answer. As someone who's decluttered over, I would say 70% of the clutter in my space from when I started, the idea that we're keeping these things for one day, the idea that we keep things because we want to be them one day, has never actually made me be that person. I would be shocked if it worked for you, because having an item doesn't make us that item, doesn't make us that kind of person. And so in my reality right now, holding this object, is this something that is going to benefit me in my life at this second? Or is it holding me back from a future that could be easier and could be more fulfilled with life experiences and things that really bring me joy? Okay, quick. One more thing that I want you to think about is, as I'm holding up an object and deciding if I'm going to go put it back or declutter it, I want you to think about, did it make me hesitate when I held this item? Should I put it away or declutter it? Because usually the proof is in the pudding. I think that's a saying, right? The proof is your hesitation. When we hesitate when we're holding items, it's because they're triggering something in you. Whether it's you don't remember the last time you used it, you found the last time that you picked up this item, it wasn't what you needed, or you know that you're just keeping it out of guilt, that it was something that someone gave you. Whatever reason you might have today at hesitating, I want you to stop, pause, think, why am I hesitating on this item? And if your gut feeling is telling you that it's not because you love it, you're hesitating because it's annoying, then go with that feeling, put it in your decluttering bag, and keep on moving. Real quick, if you're decluttering here with us, then I would love if you joined our little community here. We're a lot of fun. And of course, throw a heart emoji down below if you're already here decluttering, because we all like to know we're not alone. As we look at the last few things that we have in our different piles, I want you to ask yourself, why are these still here? Are they harder to find a home for, so therefore we just have no idea what to do with them? Or maybe they don't belong to us. That's what a lot of the stuff that's left here is. It doesn't belong to me, it belongs to my husband. I know where it goes, but I don't know whether he needs to keep them or not, or why they're out on this flat surface. In this time, I also want us to evaluate how we're feeling. Are we really overwhelmed with this task that we were given when it comes to decluttering? Was it too much? Maybe we can keep going and we still have energy. Evaluate where you are, because therefore you'll know in the future if you might need a timer in order to do this and be more productive. Or maybe this was a flat surface that was a lot harder for you to organize and declutter than you ever imagined. And so therefore you need to do it more often. Or it could be a place that you might need help from somebody else in order to keep it decluttered for the future. Because progress isn't emotional calm. Progress is action despite the noise. Look at what you've done. Everything counts. Everything counts as progress. If you haven't noticed, we are doing a bit of a renovation in my daughter's room, in the laundry room, and in our living room. So lots of fun stuff for me to share with you soon. But that's why a lot of this extra stuff is out, and the table was constantly being covered. And girl can't stand when the table is constantly covered because we never have dinner together. And so I feel so much better. And I know that if you guys have done this with me, or you're going to do this with me soon, you're going to feel as good as I do about alleviating some of this pressure. Now we get to the best part, in my opinion, which is the reset, where we're going to put all of the things that we have decided to declutter in our bag, get them out of our house and into our car. And the things that we're just not sure about, that are still hanging on our flat surface, we're going to put them in a bag, schedule it on our calendar, or wait a month or two. And if we haven't gone back to look for them, we are going to declutter them at that point when we are comfortable. This final little reset of the space is a time that allows your brain to see how far you have come, and to give that dopamine hit that we all deserve, that we have really improved an area. No, it doesn't need to be perfect. Everything doesn't need to be gone. I could have given up 5 minutes ago and it still would have been fine. But a lot of times I've found that as you're decluttering and organizing, when you just pick one surface at a time, it feels really good to finish it. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the next couple minutes and just finish up this flat surface. Having empathy for yourself, giving yourself grace is extremely important as you are decluttering. And it's exactly what I hope you have done to better your home, better your mental health and your clarity in your home today. Because when you have a clearer space, you'll have a clearer mind. So therefore, you won't be missing out on any more of life's wonderful joys because you're stuck in a mess. All right, friends, if you have enjoyed this, which I certainly have, I want you to click on one of the videos right here, and I wish you guys all the very best.